In this video, I'm going to tell you how you can get more attention than 99% of people. Attention matters. You know, if you want clients for your business, you need attention. Maybe you want to grow on YouTube. You got to learn how to have attention. And so I am actually pretty good at getting attention for myself, but I wasn't always pretty good at getting attention, but I always craved attention. And so stereotypically, I'm the middle child. I grew up with an older brother and a younger sister. And what people say is that, you know, middle child, they feel like they don't get enough attention. You know, I had great parents and whatever, but I did always feel like just a little brother. Like I felt like my older brother's little brother. He was the cool kid. He was the leader. He was an extrovert, and I was very shy. You know, when my mom would bring us to the park, my brother would, you know, go run off immediately and play with the kids, and I would sit on my mom's lap for like 30 minutes until we were basically about to leave the park, and then I was finally ready to go, you know, play. I had finally warmed up to the crowd. And so I was always shy, but I always wanted attention. And so I was this shy kid, but then my parents, you know, I'd go to school and my parents started receiving notes home that were like, hey, Kai keeps spitting. Can you tell Kai to stop spitting? I've told him so many times, and when I told him today, he spit on a boy's pants. You know, I don't remember this, you know, it wasn't my fault, but apparently that's what happened. And then they got a note home saying, like, you know, stop giving him water bottles. He can drink out of the water fountain. He keeps spilling his water bottles on purpose, and he keeps, you know, knocking over people's, you know, Lego sets that they're building. He keeps screaming, he keeps shouting out, he keeps disrupting the class. And so this wasn't unusual, and this wasn't a one-time event. I basically lashed out for my entire school career until high school. I chilled out in high school, but until then I was just kind of a freak, and I was just like screaming, and I could not contain myself. I just wanted to scream and make the whole class laugh and do a bunch of shit. And so I was always hungry for attention, which made sense that my first business model was a gaming channel where I entertained people, and I ended up getting over 1 billion views. I got 2 billion views actually with gaming content over all of social media. And so it makes sense that immediately I was actually doing it during school. So during school, I was like, started this YouTube channel where I get more attention, and that's great. I love attention. But what I've learned after all of that is that I had all that attention, but when I tried to sell my audience a product, so 2 million subscribers, you know, making loads of money through AdSense, but I wanted to monetize my channel. I wanted to monetize it with my own product. And so I launched something. I launched multiple things, actually, and nobody bought it. And so I was thinking, how is this possible? I get so many views. So many people are seeing this offer. How is nobody buying? And I had zero influence. That's the thing. So attention without influence is basically worthless. You don't just want 1,000 people to see your face for no fucking reason. And so how do you get more attention? Well, let's think about, you know, who has the most attention in the world? Maybe a good example would be Elon Musk. And so does he get attention because he's screaming and kicking and, you know, yelling and saying shit and like, no, obviously not. He gets attention for what he does, not what he says. And he is actually not so good at speaking. He's definitely very autistic, and that's gifted him in certain ways, but he's very awkward. He's not a great storyteller. He's not very articulate. He mumbles and stumbles and stutters, but people listen to him. People give him attention. It's because of what he does. It doesn't matter your beliefs on him. If this triggers you, you don't have to watch this video. But he's definitely one of, if not the best entrepreneur of all time. He invents shit, and it's not his ideas that are the impressive part. It's his execution, how he puts together teams, how he takes a 1-month project and crams it into 12 fucking hours and gets it done. And it is absurd, the ability he has to just execute, the agency he has. And so it doesn't matter if you like him or not, or oh my God, he ruined America, whatever. He's done crazy shit. And so whatever he does, And the next thing he does, or whatever he says he's going to do, people take it seriously because they're like, all right, Elon says he's going to get us to Mars. He's going to fucking get us to Mars. Elon says he's going to do this and whatever. He's going to fucking do it. Or at least he's going to try and give it his all. Give it 200% of his ability. Clone himself so he can fucking work on it double time, whatever. Here's my point. My point is not that Elon Musk is the best person to ever live. My point is that you are not valuable and you do not get attention because of what you say, because of how loud you are or how crazy or absurd the things you say. You become more valuable and you get more attention because of what you do. And so I've gotten this question before, is like, how do you give more value? A ton of people have told me, like, dude, you've helped me grow my YouTube channel. Dude, you've helped me with this. You've helped me with this mindset thing. And I'm just making posts on social media or in different online communities. And they're like, dude, how do you give so much value? And my answer is always the same. It's you don't try to give more value. You try to become more valuable. And in the process, you gain a ton of wisdom. And not just, knowledge where you can say shit, but people take what you say seriously. Because if I just tell you, hey, thumbnails are important if you want to grow your YouTube channel, you gotta make clickable thumbnails. You don't give a shit. But if I say, hey, I've grown 4 successful YouTube channels, I've got 2.6 million collective subscribers, 1.6 billion collective views. I've done it before many times, and I can do it again. The thing that's really important, though, is thumbnails. You're going to take that way more seriously. That's going to get way more attention because you have the context. What I say is more powerful, not because it has changed, but because you know who it's coming from, the context. And so how do you get more attention than 99% of people? You become more valuable than 99% of people. How do you do that? It's not work harder. It's not work smarter. It's I don't know, what was I gonna say? It's basically just follow your curiosity and do more than anybody else. It doesn't mean you have to go through more pain. It doesn't mean you have to suffer more. It doesn't mean you have to spend more time on it. You just need to fucking focus on what you like doing, do a fuckload of it, get way better than most people. If you get to the top 1% skill level of something, you will become that valuable. Assuming it's, a valuable skill that people want to learn or that it's useful. And it's at that point that people will take what you say seriously and will get you attention. And so there's all these tricks of, if you want attention on YouTube, you got to make clickable titles and thumbnails, and you got to do hooks in this way, and you got to, retention, whatever. But nobody cares. No, the frameworks don't work if you are not yourself in a desired situation that other people admire. That's basically it. Wow, it only took 8 minutes to get on. That's cool. I got fish tacos. Yeah, that's how to get more attention than 99% of people. Was that what I was talking about? That's basically it. All right, guys. Thank you so much, and subscribe for more. Yeah, links down below. Check them out. I don't know what they are, but they're really good, guys. Trust me, they're so good. All right, goodbye.